Yes, I would like to challenge it. You know, this is again, a very highly selective reading of the intelligence on the situation regarding al-Qaeda operatives in Iran. Yes, they did go into Iran as they did go into Pakistan. Most of them were, of course, in Pakistan and operated very freely in the Pakistan-Afghanistan border area, have ever since then. There's kind of a double standard here with regard to people like Eli Lake, who would like to argue that in Pakistan, you know, the government is trying its best to track them down, whereas in Iran, they're deliberately harboring them. That was, of course, the Bush administration official line for years, even though in the end, Dick Cheney finally said he agreed there was no evidence of any real link between Iran and al-Qaeda.
When did Dick Cheney ever say that?
He said it last year.
I don't think so. Well, anyway.
I'd be glad to share that with you. It's on the record. There's no question about it.
Right.
I want to go to Arun Gupta. What is your assessment of General Petraeus' strategy in Iraq?
Well, I think really what it is a civil war. I think what happened in 2004, he was given this mission in June of 2004. That was less than 2 months after the Iraqi security forces completely collapsed in the twin Shiite and Sunni uprisings of April 2004. So he was given this mission to reconstitute all the Iraqi security forces. And it's there at that point when the U.S. essentially installed Iyad Alawi as the interim prime minister that began this strategy of setting up all these various militias that we know about. And I don't think initially the idea was, well, this is going to be sectarian-based. But if we fast forward a year after the first round of elections for a transitional government, the Islamic Supreme Council of Iraq, at that point that was known as SCIRI, got into power, and the Iraqi government was divided up essentially by fiefdoms. And SCIRI got the interior ministry portfolio. And one of its chief people, Bayan Jabbar, was a commander in the Badr brigades. And there is when we start to see a huge influx of Badr brigade militiamen into these special police commandos and other militias that were then used as death squads against the Sunni insurgency. Now, if we fast forward a couple of years more, what we see now is a much more deliberate strategy. One, to divide the Sunnis against each other with these awakening councils. Secondly, to deliberately use the Badr brigade. The U.S. has been backing the Badr forces for about a couple years now in its fights with the Mahdi army. They've been sending planes and helicopters to support these pitched battles throughout the South. And since Sadr issued his freeze last August, the U.S. has been arresting and assassinating hundreds of Mahdi army militiamen, while Badr has been going throughout the South and also arresting and killing all sorts of Mahdi army commanders.
I want to play an excerpt of Independent Senator Joseph Lieberman's comment yesterday.